I've talked about manifestation differently. I've made different techniques to manifest, right? However, the one thing that I really came to understand, understand, okay, is wording, literacy, literature. There's a multitude of ways to manifest, but in all forms of manifestation, it has to do with linguistic literacy. Okay, it is the shaping and the forming of words that penetrates the mind. It penetrates parts of your brain that'll help manifest differently, right? A good example I've explained. The government has used documents, whether people want to believe it or not, especially when people uh, are swearing in court. They do this with this swearing, or they put up their right hand and they put up their hand and place their one hand on a Bible. That's a ritual. Weddings are a ritual. It's linguistic literacy. Vows, writing wedding vows. That is a part of literature. Literature, it's like the universe responds to creative writing. It responds to numbers sequences. It responds in many different ways. However, like I said, with the government, they use linguistic literature in the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the Pledge of Allegiance. It's all encrypted coding within words. You use the power of words. Your words are your power. That is your life. It's a part of your life force. You give life by speaking life and writing your life. Autobiography. What does that mean? It's now not in terms of what it by definition. Autobiography. That is about your life. You're writing about your life from an automatic flow of events that have already occurred. As if you're writing as if the events have already occurred. And that is you being in your flow of creative writing. Your flow of creative writing is you condition your mind, your brain, that everything that you're writing in blue ink, by the way, has already happened. But anyways, let's um but yeah, manifestation, right? Linguistic literature. So the way that people write or say the way that people say things. So what the fuck? So you can use the format of certain documents, such as, Declaration of Independence, any governmental format, such as like when people go in and swear on a Bible. You can use what I mean by using the format of such documents is how it's worded. I solemnly swear of such and such and such and such. You use these as a tool to manifest your desired reality or outcome. But be very intentional with what you're saying or what you decide to write. So you will get yourself a notebook. You'll get a blank sheet of paper and you'll write out your own such and such Bill of Rights or your own Declaration of Independence. This is making a covenant between you and your own higher self. I try not to first, so manifesting goodness has always, it went away. Your comment went away. But you get a blank sheet of notebook paper. You can use red for speedy results if you want, but particularly I like to use either red or blue ink. You write it out. I solemnly swear, da 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 da, such and such and such. Or I hereby, and even wedding officiants, they say, I hereby pronounce such and such and such and such. That's also a good format for manifesting. Write it in cursive, okay? And you can burn it over a red candle. You can, or white candle, tea light. Everything is about the craft. It is, well, this is my knowledge on everything. Everything, if you speak English, just, when we learn English, we've already been initiated into things because English language is full of spells. However, what I'm trying to teach is how to take a little bit more control over the things that you can control in your life and be intentional with your words, and use them for good. So yeah, you're right with a blue ink is good for communicating. Red for fast. You could use brown paper. You could take like a paper bag and then write on it. You could burn it over a candle. You can do several different things. You can, if you are Norse or you practice the Norse craft, you can use runes. You can use, it's just, you can just look up symbols of what you're trying to manifest. If it's money that you're trying to manifest, look up money sigils, um, money runes, money symbols, you know. Um, you can also, I'm not gonna get that far, but never mind, can't say. But yeah, you can use certain things. Paper is connected to trees. That's natural tool that you can use. And you can, if you want to take it a step further, you can go outside, find a tree that calls to you and write on it. You can also use chalk. Everything that has energy to it. Let me see, because the comment keeps going away. Does any of that come? If you believe in that, what is it? The three something rule. If you believe in that, it spooks me out. Do you know anything about Santeria? I haven't really worked with. I mean, I've worked with saints and stuff, but I mean, everything has, like, you have Santeria goddesses, you know, deities, but you'll come to find out that everything is kind of similar. Not kind of, it is similar. So it doesn't really matter if you are working with Santeria or, because if you, okay, let's say for instance, you look up someone or a spirit that's connected to Santeria, you may find that they are also somewhat similar to African American deities. Same thing for Norse deities or pagan or everything is connected. But I have not worked with, I've worked with saints. So Santeria, not really. I'm not gonna really talk about Santeria because that's, I mean, I've worked with Spanish, but you just have to work with the spirits yourself to get to know them. But yeah, I mean, everything, like I said, everything is connected. There are orishas. If you ever work with that particular craft, like, if you work with draconic spirits, fairies, mystical creatures, or, you know, there are things that are just a little bit more connected. So it's like coming here. I'm picking your brain. Oh, I appreciate it. But I will say that, like, or Greek. I will say I've worked a little bit more with Greek. I've been on the Greek side a little bit more than other things. But I've also worked with other things as well. Oh, now also I want to preface, everything is entwined with you. So these things are already within us, these spirits, these deities, these goddesses, right? They're already within us. However, along our journey is where we'll unlock a new level to where we're trying to go. So then we're able to connect with them for said lesson, a part of that journey that we're on. For instance, like I said in another live last night, it's like Candy Crush. Well, it's like Subway Surfers rather. When you get to another level that you're trying to unlock, there'll be a spirit or a deity right there to help navigate you along that journey that you're supposed to have an experience from, that you will learn from that experience. So that's like life, you know. Games like crap, for real. That was one of my favorite games because it picks with you, you know. So I always think of, you know, working with spirits. There would come a time where a spirit will manifest itself with you, to you, whether it's through a dream, whether it's you actually being able to see it or feel it, smell it, or, you know, certain things just occur into your life where maybe you're at a bookstore and you keep getting this mention of a name in your mind, and then you find a book about the spirit, if you ever had that happen to you. And yeah, like, there are spirits that will come to you when you need them, or there are some spirits will direct you to another spirit or deity that is best suited for you in that particular moment. Now, this is why I don't really care too much about what people say in relation to closed practices, because where do you think we came from? They said the supernova that hit had iron in it. That's why we have iron in our blood. That's wild if true. We come from the stars. Many of us are not even of this world. That's the thing. Like, people that feel like they're not even, like they just can't fit in anywhere, they're most likely not from this world. But then there are people or souls of this world that came here to have a experience as a human. And there are many of us that are on this is our last lifetime, and trying to make the best of it. But yeah, I say the stars, because there was a particular moment, there was a particular video rather, that I think it was a scientist. Oh no, it was a person that collected her dad's ashes and put them under a microscope and seen that they are really connected to the stars. So we come from the stars, we go back to the stars, we go back home, our soul's home. Everybody is not from a particular planet. Everybody is not from the same place. However, we do branch off into the galaxies, into the stardust, whatever you think. But to sit there and say that, oh, we all Pleiades, or we all of a certain star galaxy, we're not all. Not all. Many of us are descendants of mystical creatures. But when we take it physically, in the physical, literary sense, ashes probably looks like stardust under a microscope. That's amazing. Nah, for real. But you could always do an Akashic to affirm where you're from. Your Akashic records, look into your Akashic. Your Akashic records are where your soul's home is. You'll figure out where you were prior lifetimes. You get shown through your own vision, your own prophecy. Your prophecy comes from the head. So you'll figure out where you're from. Like I said, everybody's God, everybody's soul, everybody's different. Okay, maybe some of us may have some type of similarity or may have some correlation to one another, but everybody is not what you think. Okay, yeah, we may look like one another. We may be in the same skin or whatever, but everybody is not the same. I always wanted to spit in the tube for the 23andMe. Nah. Because also, gotta think about it. If you figure out who you are and where you're from, it's not very benefiting for other people, especially with the 23andMe or the Ancestry.com sites. Like, those can generate any type of information. Oh, because if you say, if you put in the information of who you are and what you are, Black or African American, it's not going to do anything but just regurgitate, oh, you have 99% African and British. Like, it can just give you whatever. It can give you whatever information. And then also, especially, it was this who was it? It was an Oprah. Did Oprah do that 23andMe or African American thing? Like, people that are billionaires, because there's a certain level that when people get, it's like, yeah, now they have to help with the agenda of pushing the narrative that every Black person, every person of color they came from this particular place. That's not at all. The best thing that I would say, like for me, I actually you have to talk to your relatives and get to really know the information of where you came from physically, and like talk to the elders in your family and get to know their history, not on social sites. That's no. Now, if you can, if you have family and you have elders that are still living, try to get in contact with them and see where they descended from. So, and you can also, you can call upon your ancestors. Call upon your ancestors. Hey, I call upon the ancestor of such and such and such and such. They will help guide you along the way. But I'm still in Irish. That's cool. But everybody has ancestors. You can. Hey yo, I call upon such and such and such. Hey, I would like to know where I'm from, and da 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 da. It's the same thing if you ever call upon spirits and stuff. So I'm serious though. You could just sit, because you ultimately, you are your altar. Your body, this body is your altar. So calling upon anybody that's within your lineage to help navigate you through this life. If you want to know more about where you're from on a deeper scale, and not take what another man, nobody can tell you where you're from, but you and your people. So, like I said, every Black person isn't from Africa. Like, there are actual people that have parents that are from there, but if we're talking in physical matters. Many people are actually native and not what they were told. Same thing for white people. Same thing for white people. Same thing for, you know, Indian people. You cannot just, another human cannot tell you where you're from. That's not a part of your lineage or part of you. But yeah, I was talking about manifestation. But you can manifest through the you have Grabavoy codes. You can use Grabavoy. You can look up Grabavoy codes. You can get this book. It's full of number sequences. So you have a number sequence for money. If you want to manifest money, manifest luck, joy, opportunities. For me, I would say first off, working with ancestors, of course, making a what's this? Truth be told, many got this sentence from fish. Mermaid sea creatures. It may be funny. I'm serious. But like you have to look at people. You ever look at a person and you be like, they're not from this world. They look so mystical. Like, and it's like they look like aliens almost. Like you never see, they're beautiful. They're strikingly gorgeous. And then you look at everybody else in their family and it's like, wow, they are not of the world. Like I've seen, it's this beautiful. He's so beautiful. And I've seen a couple of his videos. He go by Hollow something. He goes by Hollow Hills or something. So gorgeous. So gorgeous. And then it's this other creator. Their whole family is this strikingly but oddly gorgeous. Like you just look at certain people and be like, dang. But so when you said fish, yeah, there are people who descended from water spirits. There are people that descended from earthly spirits. You have gnomes. You have fairies. Some people descended from dragons. That's dragon spirits, the water spirits, you know. It's a multitude of things. This world is more mystical than you think. It's more magical. It's just when people try to fit into society, they lose touch of what is actually real. What do you think about violence? I think it's as old as our species. Wait. Like war, we have to stop trying to run from it. What do I think about violence? I think humanity, because of egos, because people like to control everything. Humanity has to get over or overcome their sense of trying to get down. Yeah, there are things that we can control, right? such as, manifestation and stuff. However, I believe that they're trying to rewrite history from the violence, from, saying, oh, well, this person is doing this, so we have to attack. These people over here, the violence is not necessary. I think humans, they create so much of it because, first off, humanity is a low, the 3D realm is a low vibratory state. Because you have to think about it. Everybody wants power. It's ruled by sex and power. Sex and power, which can destroy. It has the ability to destroy and or heal, depending on how people use it. And that's ultimately a human's downfall. All things that are vain to a human. People kill for power. People kill to gain, some type of success. I feel like humans are the most fucked up creatures. Judgmental, judging others. Like I always say, like, for me, I don't judge anybody because I wouldn't want nobody judging me. So I'm understanding, be as understanding as I can, or be as understanding as I know and allow myself to be. And you gotta be careful around these. But just continue to have a good heart. Good intentions. Ultimately, it's up to us to make the world a better place. If people just look in the mirror at themselves, face their own demons, and be able to sit with that and sit with whoever they are and acknowledge it. But I also I know that people like what sounds good. People like what sounds good. If a person tells them, I don't really like this and that and the other, and they agree with that, and they be like, okay, yeah, you know what? But if a person says, oh, they are a murderer or whatever, that person is going to reject them. So I feel like people are hiding behind a mask. People are hiding behind what sounds good to other people because humans are not able to grasp authenticity. So therefore, everybody is just running around with a fucking mask and wonder why people are not portraying themselves to be who the fuck they are. And then, whoops, that come to find out, that person was the next Ted Bundy. I feel like if people allow people to be themselves, everybody would know everything about a person and not be so spooked out, or because now that you know, okay, I'm gonna just move the fuck around, you know. But it's not the same. I'm not saying, you know, people have to accept the other person as that murderer or that other fucker. But I think people would get a lot further in life if people would just be authentically themselves. And there would be less crime. Like, tell me what's on your mind. Like, I would want a person to tell me what's on their mind. Not what I want to hear from them. You know? When I have qualms with people, it's because of the old me. Yeah, when I have qualms, what is that? Old problems. Remind me. Well, we are all a reflection of one another. That is true. So wherever you are in life, people will reflect to you to the version of who you are in that particular time of your life. And also another thing, what I've realized, this really, but I've really been paying attention and observing about this is not just the people, not just, you know, them reflecting who you are, but look at the particular names. Look at a person's name. So wherever you are in life, and then you meet a person that's named such and such, or named, it resonates with where you are in life. You judge. Everything you judge, you will somehow experience. Yeah. The things that we are so against, it comes right back to us. The things that we say, oh, well, I could never do that. Never say never. I can't believe this person was like this. I'm against that. I'm against that. I'm against such and such people. Especially when it comes to, I was gonna say something. Christian people, Christians. Oh, I didn't persevere, but every religious family has a murderer, a promiscuous person, teenage pregnancy, drug dealing, rapists, molesters and stuff. They be so against every of. So only speak of the things, only talk about the things that you want to manifest, or talk. And I also, I realized, talk negatively sometimes to yourself about the things that you want, but as if you don't want it to happen. I don't want no $1 million. I don't want genuine friends. I will not have genuine friends. I will not have. When you speak about things that you want as if you don't have it, it comes to you. That's also a good technique. Speaking positively over your life as well. But more things, I realized that things start to manifest a little quicker when you talk about the things as if you don't want it to happen, that you actually want to happen. They come quicker. But think about, write out. Another way would be, well, another good thing to do is also, when we were kids, a lot of people, when we graduate, especially high school, when we graduate, we don't, um, we either stop writing, we stop reading, we don't think that we need to have or adapt the things that we once had or were doing in school. Writing is the source of all creation. Write out, because remember, I don't know if I don't know how young you are or older you are, but there will be a time where we were in school and they would tell us to write about our lives, write a book about ourselves. We write the title, but in this particular case, you're going to write a summary or an essay. Now, an essay involves 5 paragraphs, right? You have your introduction paragraph, but you also make a claim statement. Your claim statement is about what you're writing, what you're trying to prove, right? But you're bringing, your claim statement will be the proof of what you're trying to have in your life, okay? So you have your introduction, and then at the end of your essay, you have your conclusion statement. But you have 3 body paragraphs that gives proof of evidence towards your introduction and your claim statement. So this will be a detail of your life, and you'll write it in blue ink, come up with a thesis statement as well. Well, your thesis is your claim statement, so that's, but you'll write out your life. Write everything out that you want to experience. Your 3 body paragraphs would be something like, I have done this. I have went on a trip to this. I've done, or I've taken this class. Or you'll write it in past tense. You'll write out your life in past tense. Your introduction could be something like, this was my journey to something. This was my journey to Paris. Or, write about something that you're trying to manifest, but write it in past tense. And you'll also write gratitude. Be grateful. You would thank the universe. You could even go as further as to say something like, I think, and then you'll write your name. I think yourself, because your name, you write your full name, it has energy, it has power, and you're giving gratitude, because worshiping yourself is worshiping your God, right? So you'll write it in blue ink, write So you got the three body paragraphs, and you have your introduction and your closing statement, your conclusion. That's another good way to manifest. Michael Jackson, he wrote down the things that he's trying to manifest. I don't think he wrote an essay about his life, but you can also write an essay. You could burn it in a fire or something. You could keep it, put it in a book. I don't know, put it somewhere, put it hidden. You can, what do you call? You can bury it. You can do a lot of different things. A lot of different things. You could write as if you're writing a letter. It don't have to be a five body paragraph essay. It could just be something as small as a letter. Dear, because ultimately that is your covenant. This is making a covenant, and it has no other choice but to manifest. What's another way? But yeah, that's a good way. Gratitude is really the cheat code. Oh, April 12th, that's Aries. Aries? That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. 93 was that? I'm thinking about Chinese zodiacs. I feel like Chinese zodiacs are a little bit more accurate, But also, worshiping yourself, because we are all gods. You are gods, right? Be a jealous God and serve no other gods before yourself. The body is a temple. Temple is the altar. So another thing, like, just like you would eat, for the body of Christ in church, for communion, you got your you got your crackers, you got your grape juice, but you'll make a offering to yourself. You could post pictures, you could print out pictures of yourself, dedicate an altar to yourself, or do things in honor of your name. Put crackers and wine. You could do that for yourself. Do it in your own name. You are more important. You are more important, okay? Pour more energy into yourself. That guy must have been wasted 24/7. I think that was my favorite thing. Not my, because it's a ritual, right? But to have grape juice, it's like free food. That was like, as a kid, to me, that was like free food for me. Like, everybody's just getting served, got crackers, and then you could actually go to the store and get them yourself. You could go to the store and get them yourself. Get the crackers, get the grape juice. You can eat them out. Hey, people can say what they want, but you could buy them yourself. Cause we're ridiculous in our own way. Because yeah, I mean, make the offering to yourself. And then it's like, I feel like church is a cult, because especially when you start saying those words and everybody's standing and everybody got the bread in their hand and everybody got the little drink in their hand and everybody's just chanting. Everybody does that little chant before they drink and eat the crackers. Odd. Odd. It's a sin. Not only that, but the things that be going on in the churches, like, golly. Every time you look up, it's something. It's like, and the thing is, that really trips me up is people say that they're being saved by Christ, but ain't nobody Christ-like. It's things going on with little children. People, there's a lot more homosexuality that goes on. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But the thing, like I said, the things that they're against is the things that happen. And the real fucked up part about it is because pastors, especially the pastors that went to college, they know that the stuff that they teach and preach on is bogus. And when I've looked at, especially when because I've seen Reverend Ike. If you don't know who Reverend Ike is, like, he's this reverend, but his practices were different. His teachings were different. He would talk about liberating yourself, taking control over your own life, manifesting your desired reality. And I realized that all the pastors, even of today, took what Reverend Ike was teaching to help everybody help themselves, used it for their own good to help gain riches and their own glory and keep other people under the gospel, the God spell, to profit from people's pain and keep them in misery, while the pastors are just living the life that they want by actually and it was also, what's her name, Juanita Bynum. Seen her, she had like the cloth, she had her own cloth, her own towel. She was at like this altar, she was praying rosary beads. But those are the same things that Christians say that they're against. But the people who they have put on a pedestal, because ultimately going to church is worshiping another God, because people take what the pastor is saying to their flock or congregation as the end all be all. So people are not actually following Christ, they're following man. It's a trick of the mind. Oh, pastor said, girl, you wasn't even at church, girl. Pastor said we were supposed to do this, that, and the other, and we supposed to talk to our neighbors and tell our neighbors that we need to be living more like Christ. And he said, oh, pastor said homosexuality ain't good. Oh, never mind. Pastor said we gotta open up our hearts to the homosexuals now. So you know what, girl, we gotta be more like Christ now. It's it's a bunch of he say she say bullshit. And it's not authentic. It's not anything of value that another fucker can use for themselves. Because when you think about it, people say come as you are, but people judge the people that come as they are. Mentality is fucked up. People can't think for themselves. People looking for other people to think for them and lead them. People keep on talking about this leader. We gotta find the next leader. Everybody is just lackadaisical and trying to fit in. Fitting in with the in crowd. Wait, you know what makes me laugh? Jesus started both the Christian and Catholic faith, and they argue. Ain't that about a bitch? Uh, monsters behind the clock. Yeah, especially when they be doing this with their kids, and then when they all those families, what goes on in this house stays in this house. No, no, them people be the most fucked up coming from families like that, and they be like, dang, girl, you want a hug, girl, ooh, honey, that's 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 really something, ain't it? Like, but I feel as though church, I don't think it's in the years to come. I don't think that. I think people are gonna be more so leading towards Reverend Ike's teachings slash Bobby Hemmett. What's going on out here? You know what the fuck's going on out here. That's why I stay in the house. But it's good to get out, but just, you gotta be protected and make sure that you are respected. It's crazy town out there now. But yeah, I really do think that people are gonna cater more towards like a Bobby Hemmett slash Reverend Ike, teaching when it comes to so-called ministering. I think it's gonna be more so like people that not, what do you call them, like lectures, lecturing people and how they can use things for themselves. And I don't think church is gonna be what it has been. No more clubs or bars for me. Oh, yeah, but no, for real. Clubs, clubs and bars. I've been trying to get out a little bit more. I'm more of a homebody. I don't really be getting out like that. I don't really fuck with too many people, to be honest. But I be trying. I get out, but then I want to come back in. Like, I love, I love, human interactions. But I just be like, yeah, like it could be a person that says, "Hey, yeah, hey girl, you can come out. I'm having this party." I'll say, "Hey, yeah, I may go. I might go. I might come out. I never come out." So, and when I do, I remember I went to I went to Washington D.C. It was a speakeasy I went to. I get there, I see couples, and this is also the thing. If like you go to this is what's fucked up. I don't think humans understand the criteria of what the fuck be said in the events, and what the event is catered towards. If it's a single, if it's an event, if it's an event for singles, why are people popping out with their with couples? Like, well, please stay your ass at home. If you are with somebody, you got somebody, stay home or go to another event. But so I went to the speakeasy, it's to mingle and stuff. I'm like, everybody's either coupled up or people act like they don't want to be bothered. So my sister used to live in VA. I've been to DC. The business district is lit. Yeah, DC is good. DMV is good. DMV is, you know, um, full of beautiful melanated beings. Very good culture. It's like food culture. Oh my goodness, the food. Oh my goodness, the food. Like, I'm nuts. But anyways, but for me, cause it's a busy city. It's a busy area. It's always something going on. That's the thing. A lot of people with businesses are in the DMV. For me, I like the quiet area. I like quiet. I like the peace of mind. It's not a lot of robust. Like, it's not like where I'm at is, I feel like it's a good location as far as noise. It's not, I love kids. I love kids. But, no, it's calm. I like the quiet. Yeah. I'm from the DMV, but no. Love it. I think it's a good place to visit. But for me to live there, for me, is my preference. But yeah, I think it's overall a good fitting, depending on what you like. It's cool. But for me, I had moved. I'm down. Okay, so initially, I moved to Tennessee. Now, Tennessee is probably like the deep south. It's closer to the Mississippi, and I didn't know well, I was thinking, but I didn't really understand the full scope of what the fuck I was gonna do. I had a good experience. My overall experience in Tennessee was good. It's also got good food. Southern food is the bomb. I lived in upstate New York for a while in Lake George. That place was beautiful, but the people were a bunch of You said what? Dirt Billies. I don't know what that is. But I'm 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 guessing it's not good. I went to New York. I went to New York. I think it was like Queens and Brooklyn. This was what, last year around the same time, but I went for a photo shoot up there. So it was it was it was pleasant, you know. It was cool. I don't know if I would live in New York. I think it's a good place to, like I said, it's, if it's too much, it's too much. It's too much noise. It's too much. Too much. I just I need the quiet. I was thinking about Minnesota, because I'm like, wow, okay, Minnesota is, vast as well, but I'm sure that there are quiet areas, okay, a little bit more quietness, privacy, like, I never did it again. It was a zoo. Manhattan. Everybody loved Manhattan though. New Jersey. Oh, North Jersey. Jersey. If I could pick between New Jersey or New York, I would probably pick Jersey. I'd probably pick Jersey. But then again, it's like, I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with, I've been up there, but not too familiar with that surrounding area. Because then you have Connecticut. I also thought about Connecticut as well. Like, I thought about California, to be honest. I'm like, okay, California would be cool because I'm far. I'll be far away. But I love my hometown, but an hour away from me is crazy. Sheesh. Many other people, they love New York, they love Jersey. Yeah, you probably the only person I've seen or heard of that just has a different take on it. But for me, I love. I will say, my hometown, we have the best food. They have the best food. But I had to get away. You know what I'm saying? I had to get away. Because, like, it's just like variety. Variety of experiences that you can have outside of it and make the best of life while you still have it. Down the shore in Jersey. Okay. have you been other places? Like, have you been other places besides like Jersey? I think you like Italy, Puerto Rico. Never been to Puerto Rico. Was it fun? What did you do in Puerto Rico? Hawaii. I think Hawaii and what is it? Jamaica have good water. I know for sure Jamaica, like their waters are clean, you know. Everything's mad expensive. But sometimes you just gotta go for it. My friend's own butcher shop. He just sits around for 2 weeks. I know that was a cool experience though. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I think it's Puerto Rico and Miami. Puerto Rico and Miami. I don't know what the fuck it is. People have these friend groups they go on these trips with. They go to either Puerto Rico or Miami and some shit happens. I don't know what that's about. So I think people need to go, maybe they need to go alone or go on a solo trip or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. It's always something that I know that moved to Miami. It's serious. You making that up. You making that up. No way. Nah. No way. You mean to tell me everybody that I know that moved to Miami or Florida came back with a serious drug problem? I mean, holy crap. Both went out there. And they both came back partying. I mean, I could understand. Miami club nightlife. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Miami. So maybe Miami, but Florida. Cause I've heard about, well, I think it was like these teenagers. They went to fucking Miami, and some shit happened. Out there, they said. I've heard. Well, what I've heard is based off of people's stories on TikTok and stuff. Is Miami is full of what? Scammers. What the fuck? Man. People be scamming in my, you know what? I could see that. I think people be moving from ATL to Miami actually, if I'm not mistaken. Scamming is at an all-time high. I think ATL in Miami are 1-1. Cause I've also heard ATL got a lot of scammers and Miami got a lot of like. Dang. don't know. That's I'm gonna stay my ass where I'm at. But for real, I mean, I, it may be good for like a day trip, like you just take a plane to Florida and then you come right back the same day. For there'll be two, you know. um, that's crazy. Like that, the only thing people want is to have a good time. That's all. Just have a good time. And just that makes sense though, because what is that? I'm not gonna say the lyrics, but I think it's Carisha. That song. It makes sense, and she's from Miami. That makes sense. But um I don't know. DMV is good, like I said. I think Michigan. Well, I don't know. I'm not even gonna be too much. But I've also thought about Chicago. Chicago is cute. That's Chi-town. I mean, crime is everywhere. To be honest, crime is everywhere. You just gotta take your mind out of that and just. Oh, dang. You must be up against all of them then. Like, I've been naming a whole bunch of things. Detroit looks like. Listen, I'm from Baltimore, okay? Let that sink in. Anything that, you know, any place you go, it it is what it is. But you just gotta make the best of it. You know, there are beautiful places. Like when I went to Tennessee, people may say that it's a racist town. It's a racist red state. It may be racism, but ain't nobody fucking up my experience. For real, my experience is gonna be for me, you know. And yeah, fuck them people. But on a train to VA to see my sister that place. Any place I'm naming. La Cosa. La Cosa, what do you must not like any like what about Texas? What about Texas? What about Dallas, Houston? Texas looks cool. What about Louisiana? I would, what about Louisiana, South Carolina? Uh, at Fort Hood. Is Fort Hood good? I've been to Fort Polk in December. That place was miserable. What about Ohio? What about Ohio? What about Colorado? Basically in South Carolina. What about Ohio? What about Colorado? What about Nebraska? What about Nebraska? Because now I feel like you just be picking. Or did you really travel to all these different places to know about them? Don't do Nebraska like that. What about all right? What about cornfields? What about Missouri? What about Missouri? Kentucky? What about Kentucky? I've never been to Kentucky. It's dope. What about Kentucky? Oh, I just thought about Kentucky Derby. What I what I really want to do. What is it called? Is it called bull riding? You get. I'm talking about a real bull. I want to do something like that, but you know, you got. What'd you say? Kentucky was what? Is that a magnifying glass? You'll be a fireball rider. I know how to ride now. Not like that. I know how to ride. You know, I've ridden on like bikes, but like to ride on a bull. Cause I seen this one. It was this one. It's a guy. He's short. It be some short ass people that be riding the bulls. I don't. I think he was like 5'5". He was on the bull. Got off the bull. The bull tried to get. He tried to ram his way into the guy, but this is a video where the guy, he miraculously, in the bull, like it was so just like the bull was taking charge after him, but he leaped across. He got up past the first rail, or past the rail, and he had to launch his way into the audience. But the bull, because the bull, it took charge, and as it's taking charge, as the man leaped across the rail, the bull also leaped across the rail, but you know, it has that barrier between the audience and where the bulls' cages are. He had to have not just strength, but speed and that adrenaline, or else he would have been in serious, serious trouble. But I just think that was so cool. And then you have the people that got the bikes, the people that be on the bikes and they be going up into the air and doing flips and shit. That's so cool. And then you have like it's just so it's just to put yourself in that, just to say that you have the experience. I may only do that one time. That wouldn't be no one. I won't make no fucking career out of it. I just want to do it, and just check it off the bucket list. And no, seriously. Skydive. I've been skydiving. Like I'm not afraid of heights at all. So um, yeah, I'm not afraid of heights. I actually go hiking. Um, I want to do mountain climbing, rock climbing. You know, you know how you have lakes, but you have like um, what do you call, like hills or mountains, and you jump off the cliff into the lake. Health and wellness can tell by how clear your skin. Oh, thanks so much. But seriously though, like man, I'll go skinny dipping. I've never done that before. I've never done that before. I think that'd be cool. I'm an adventurous person, for real. Like, I'll try. Some things I'll try one time, and that one and done. But yeah, because you have this life. You have to make it. You have to make the most of it. So hiking, biking. I went horse riding. Uh, I remember I was in school. I was either I think it was during camp, or it was like a trip. You we milked the cows. Like, this life is full of adventures, so you just have to put yourself into the adventurous lifestyle and experience it. And like really get in tune with nature. I know people talk about being in nature and talking about getting in tune. No, get your ass into it. Really, you know, have snakes. You know, um, pet them, hold them, pet bunnies and stuff. What I really want to do, one, I'm not gonna say that. What is it called? A drive-by, a drive-by safari, where you feed the animals from your car, but it's like a drive-by. You let the window down, and you Yep. That's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to do, you know. Nature is a natural antidepressant. Yeah, so go whenever you feel like you're depressed or anything, you can go take a nature walk. If you have hiking trails near you, you can go on a hiking trail, turn off the phone, because then only thing you have is your thoughts. It's just you and your own higher self. And also depending on, you know, what part of the hemisphere that you're on, when you're like on your hiking trail or whatever, because then you'll get to like the lakes, the waters and stuff. You can pick crystals. There are crystals that be nearby the lakes and stuff that you can um, pick up and, you know, just people say, oh well, they're rocks, they're just rocks. No, there are actual crystals in the ground, and if people actually take the time and get outside and actually look, you'll find that there are actual crystals like um, agate. You may find agate. You may find earthly stones that you'll see in metaphysical shops. Transfer energy. We are crystals. Absolutely. We have a Merkaba. We have an energetic body. But the crystal that is within here, our pineal gland, right? Decalcifying the pineal gland, decalcifying, clarifying. Herkimer diamonds. Wait. Orbit in upstate New York. My boys used to wire wrap with them. But yeah, you see? But people, big in upstate New York. Maybe I have to go back one day to New York and, you know, go on a hiking trail or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the earth gives us these beautiful, beautiful stones. And ultimately, that's how metaphysical shops. Well, what do you have? An appraiser to find out how much they're worth, put a price on it, or whatever. But are alive at night. Check out Lake George. The French and Indian War happened up there. You can feel the energy up there. I love it. You know, I really do believe that. I know it to be true because, especially at night, nighttime, right? Nighttime is the best time for stuff, right? Like, the nighttime is when spirits are really at work. Um, like, I remember I was living near, now, this is back when I was in my hometown. I was living near this train station. When you live near trains, first off, it can be disturbing because spirits, especially, they live near trains or train sites, especially crossroads. You know, so it's a lot of, it can be a lot of disturbances, and yeah, it was just a lot. But if you want to, I will say, if you want to work with spirits, especially, I'm not gonna say move to a near a train station, but yeah, spirits are really active at night, especially if you are a person that lives near like crossroads or trains. Okay, so I'm dead ass serious, especially when we would get drunk up there. Nah, I believe you, for real. Cause I've lived near a train station and it was pretty unique. I will say that. It's pretty unique. Um, but yeah. Especially like if you're driving at night and it's like a wooded area and you see like a lot of willow trees, you know. But I love the nighttime, to be honest. I love the nighttime though. So, uh, but always be protected. They say the nighttime is the right time. Oh, what I would also like to say. So if you've ever watched, um, and I got the complexion for the connection. Okay, but I would also like to say, if you've watched the Cosby Show, right? I've observed that every time at the end of an episode, he would play jazz music. He would play jazz music. It was a lot of spiritual symbolism in um, the Cosby Show. Like they have wooden floors. Um, they would always play jazz music at night or at the end end of the episode, and he'll like start dancing with his wife, or jazz music could just start playing, or they'll go to like a jazz concert, or some type of jazz entertainer start playing music for them. Jazz at night, it calms your mind and it puts you in a relaxation. It makes you relax, cool down. And the Huxtables, yeah. I think that was, I know that was the best, not just for family, but spiritual. It was a lot of spiritual significance throughout that show, or spiritual symbolism. They would wear linen clothes, certain clothes that they would wear, certain colored clothes. Because I watched it over and over and over again. And also, not even just that, but what you call the introduction, the theme song for every other season, it would be a particular way. So there was a lot of spiritual essence in that. It was more than just symbolism of family. It was more spiritual based. Like, they talked about African practices, when Denise went to Africa and to experience the African diaspora, she got locks, she locked her hair. And it had a lot of, that show was powerful. The show was powerful. Now, that was just, it was so beautiful. I used to watch Sanford and Son with my mother. I've seen a bit of Sanford and Son because I grew up with older people, right? So I watched a lot of older shows. More particularly, the one that I really gravitate towards was Cosby Show. And then it was another rendition of Cosby. It just called Cosby. And yeah, I mean, it had the same thing, but it was a little bit different. I've seen a couple of episodes of Sanford and Son. I don't like Good Times. I did not fuck with that Good Times. Like, it only talked about struggle and no, absolutely not. Because the things, people in the entertainment industry, they know how frequency, cymatics, sound, when you get a person's eyes hooked on a particular show, you replay that over and over and over again, and it'll give a person either a fucked up concept of reality, or, which is brainwashing, or it'll help give them a better concept of reality. People in Hollywood, everybody know this. Songs, the theme song of music. Also, what people don't realize, Living Single. Take it a step further. Living Single was People would say, oh, it was a good show. It was an entertaining show. However, everything impacts a person's reality. If you keep watching this, what's your favorite? When you ask a person, what's your favorite show? This is linguistic literacy. When you ask yourself what another person, what is your favorite show? Your brain starts dialing down and tries to make sense of what the fuck is going on, and it'll show you the reality of that show. Living, it's a chant. We are living, hey, single, ooh, and a naughty. And you repeat that every episode. It's a chant. And I'll ask people, okay, when you were watching this particular show, what was happening in your reality? Were you single more? Were you having troubles a little bit more in life when it comes dating? People don't understand. This is life, and what you allow yourself to pay attention to will manifest. Martin show. What we see from the characters that are given and shown to us, and because we pay attention to them, people attract like characters. People attract the same type of characters in life. We all probably know of a person that's like Regine. We all may know a person that's like Maxine or Maxine Shaw. We all may know a person like Overton. Okay, it's up here. It starts from, you know what? It was a saying that elders would tell their kids or their grandkids, because we'll be so upfront to the television. Hey, back up! You're gonna mess up your eyes. You're gonna may go blind. They wasn't really talking about eyesight, because many of us who were like myself, who were like this, got 20/20 vision. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but they weren't really talking about eyesight. They were talking about messing up your vision of reality. Because many of our cultural ancestors, they would say certain metaphors, certain euphemisms. You know, they would say certain euphemisms. We didn't really understand what was being said, but when you stay too close to the TV or pay too much attention to that show, it can mess up reality, or it can make reality better, depending. Exactly. They were talking about your hypothalamus gland, your pituitary gland, your pineal gland, your neocortex. Talking about all these different, because all these glands function to make your reality function. So yeah. But La cosa. Well, thank you for staying on with me for what's been 2 hours. I think this is the longest I've been on live. I appreciate that, La Cosa. But also, um, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. But there are things like I've said. Um, well, majority of my content is always about. It's always gonna be about sharing what I know, but sharing information that can also help people. So I came out with this. I think it was back in 2023. I made this video where people can manifest using their middle finger. I'm telling you, it's a vast. It's so many things that we can use to manifest. I came out with the way to manifest using your middle finger. You put your middle finger on your. You could put it right here. You could put it on a person's contact so that they can message you back. I've also, I've really dedicated. I'm going to continue to dedicate myself to share information and to help people heal themselves, help people liberate themselves. But like I've stated before, I don't really I don't like talking about celebrities on here. However, it's this particular case where I've used my own intuitive guide to help with this particular case. Because there are so many, it's like, I don't know if people are playing dumb or playing as if, because they are readers, right? Readers don't always need cards to know something or to know about a particular situation. I don't know if people, like I said, I don't know if people are playing dumb. I don't know if people are, I don't know. But this the only, well, cause no, cause I want to do other things, but not with celebs at all. But this particular case, it's like I know deep down inside. I know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to this particular individual. The who? I ain't never heard of that. It's a case on what? The Lindsay Clancy? Never heard of it. Is that a new case? It's another case that has people on the internet. Oh no, I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about Whitney. What is it about? Yeah, that Whitney. But what is the Lindsay Clancy case about? Because so there are a lot of readers who be bullshitting. Cause it'll be just regurgitated information about somebody. Lindsay is a postpartum. So she suffered from postpartum, and so I'm guessing she herself. Why is it a murder case if it postpartum depression? So if she was having postpartum depression, did she herself, or was she going through postpartum depression and somebody was just, didn't want to support her through that, and just her? Whether she was postpartum or not. I'm not sure about that case. I haven't. I'll look into it. There's a couple of cases that I've seen. I've never seen hers, but I'm gonna look into that. But I just want people to know that I'm not doing any of this shit for no views. Because here's the thing. The only reason some people do talk about celebrities is because they know it'll gain traction. Me, it took me, because it was some stuff shit going on with me. I'm like, all right. Well, I was trying to get my own shit together. But I've been studying and doing my own intuitive guide when it comes to Whitney. And the only reason why I've been really into this lady is because her and her daughter, it's a sad ass case. So like, there are things that people don't know. There are things that people don't know, and people are blind. And I don't know. I think everything, I wholeheartedly believe that. Because I don't want to make this channel all about them. I'm gonna still keep talking about the things that I know that work and help other people, but I know down the line, everything that I have said, it's gonna come to pass. That people are gonna know and understand, like, entirely what the fuck really happened, or gain some type of inclination as to what really happened. And I understand that some people may be early on things. Like, I understand, like, somebody will say something like back in 2018, and somebody comes across something and be like, hey, that mother, you know what? And it's 2023. And they come upon, I'm like, oh shit. I really do, because a lot of the, I don't know what's her name, this white lady that she gets on here and talk about, like, celebrities and shit. I can't remember her name. She got, like, gray hair. Yeah. Like, some of these people do this shit for clicks and views, man. Or they may be afraid of what will come if they really said what they know. But no. I'm talking about, is this she's like a psychic, or yeah, she's like a psychic a reader or something. But you will see her, like, if you're on the spiritual side of TikTok or spiritual YouTube, you'll probably see her talk about, like, different celebrities. Like, I think she talked about I think Elvis or somebody. Like, it's not just her, it's other people too. It's like, what the fuck? Because it gives a bad name to the people that actually have a heart in the craft, you know? Not just looking for, a buck. But I fucks with Christina. I love Christina Randall because I love true crime. I'm a good solver. But I be like, Wow. True crime, documentaries, pick up on what is it called? Pattern recognition. A few years ago, I think that's how you randomly popped up on my feed. Really? That's dope. See, I think when, whenever you're going, because for me, it was, I seen Bobby Hemmett first before anybody. Then it was like, your popular spiritual people. The only way out is in the rabbit hole. To try to get yourself out of the matrix and get yourself, yeah. But I had to get to the bottom of. I'm glad I did it. A part of the path, of the journey is through going through a dark night of the soul, whether it's through a midlife crisis. Everything just, to gain a new life. You become reborn or go through a renewal process. So out with the old and with the new. But ultimately, people have to be ready to let go and be open to new things, new ways of thinking. Because when you have new neurological pathways, thinking open, broader perspectives on life, new things will start flowing. The life that you want will start being created. Break every chain. I just thought about that song by Tasha Cobbs. Break every chain. There is some I'm saying some gospel songs that could help you manifest. Some. I'm not talking about the sad, no, I'm not talking about them songs. I'm talking about things that will actually open new doors, open the roads, but it will help if you want to if you want to enhance a little bit of your craft or within your craft. Even not even just gospel songs, but what do you call them? Rap songs get you amped up because it's energy. They talk about money. They talk about prospering. They talk about the fancy lifestyle. You know, play it on repeat. Yeah. You could either like all rap songs are not. You have to listen to the lyrics and or not listen to. You have to look up the lyrics and be like, is this what I want to listen to? Listen to "Wipe Me Down" by Boosie. If you ever heard, if you know about that song, empowerment. You could listen to lyrics for empowerment, courage, confidence, strength, agility, endurance, money, you know, anything. Shoot, you could create your own song. It's poetry. It's linguistic literacy. Um, the formation of words. Those cadences do something to you for sure. And especially, what do you call it? Band. You know, you have those band players, and they get the drums and the cymbals and stuff. That type of music too. It's funny. It's like there have been times where I've listened to a song, and it could be from a particular part of that song, and I'll see it. Like, for instance, if the song has something to do with, if it says somewhere along the lines of uh, carrots, carrots, right? You may go to, I may go, let's say I go to what? Not a grocery store, but you could be riding down and then you'll see like a farmer's market and you see carrots right there. It's simple, but as simple as that, you'll know that the universe is hearing you, is listening to you, is responding to what you're paying attention to. Even if the song mentions carrots as Karats, but you keep thinking about carrots. You keep thinking about carrots. Or you may go to uh, like a particular store, and then you'll meet a jeweler there, but it has nothing to do with jewelry. It may have something to do with clothes, but the cashier just might be a jeweler and trying to get their business started. You were thinking about carrots. Simple. But just because it's simple doesn't mean the universe ain't. The universe, higher God, higher self is always listening. Always. But it's funny how it manifests. You said, watch crazy old lady. You said, that stuff you said about the microscope and stardust. I can't wait to hear this. I've heard all day. Feel free to use that. You got it. You got it, Lakosa. But seriously, like when you find yourself in a dark room, you could use your hands. You could use even a sleep. You could put on like a sleeping mask or put a scarf around your eyes. But you close your eyelids, but your eyes are gonna be looking into the closed lids. Okay, so you cover your eyes, mesh down on your eyes. Don't think about anything. Well, just let your mind run free. Be in a dark room and really understand what you're seeing. Because you'll see little specks of light. If you notice, you'll see those specks of light, and then some of them will take form. And it'll look like a galaxy. It looks like a galaxy. Now, as kids, we may have done it, but only thing you gotta do is just mesh down on your eyes. Be in a dark room or in a room that has little to no light, and you'll start to see all these different specks of light. Some of them take form or shape. Let them. Don't be afraid of it. I mean, it's part of you. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it looked like stardust. It looked like galaxies. It looks like something that you will see in the sky at night, but a little bit more hallucinated, if that makes sense. You're not hallucinating, but it's and then even like I, I always say astral projection is the closest thing to death or the experience of what it means to die. Because when you're sleeping, your energetic body goes, your astral body goes. We're all connected in some way. I really believe that. We're connected through consciousness. It's unity consciousness. For instance, there may be something that you think of doing. You may have the best idea in the world. You may have the best idea that you would think nobody has came up with. But then if you don't put action to what that idea, you may see someone else take action towards that idea. You're like, dang, I was still thinking about that. Thoughts, energy just transfers to people. But ultimately, it's the universe projecting into us or through us. But if we don't take action towards the things that we're being given, they could be someone else's blessing. So anything that you may think of is being different than what other people may have thought about doing, take action towards it. But I mean, that's that. Unity consciousness. Yeah. But also, we are literally written in the stars, right? Astrology, your astrological birth chart. Everything is already in alignment. Everything is already in divine timing. Like your birth chart, depending on the day that you were born, depending on the time of day you were born, were you born during a waxing gibbous, were you born during a new moon, your name, everything. You were literally written in the stars. Astrology. It's a beautiful thing to know and to understand, understand. What do I think about psychedelics? I'm still trying to find, man, where the people at? Where the people at? They got that. But I think psychedelics could be a beautiful experience. I think it is a beautiful experience because it's given from Earth. I don't know where a person would get them. However, I think psychedelics have the same effect. If you ever astral projected, it has the same effect. But you will start to see, like, I guess a person could have like blurred vision or hallucinations and stuff. Man, I don't even know where do you even where does a person even get that stuff? Like seriously. Like crazy, they're easy to grow. You just need spores. Wait. I just need spores and some manure. What are the spores of something? Like I've had an edible, has done nothing for me. I've had some grass, it's done nothing for me. I think blue lotus flower is the closest to hallucinating, but what you mean? The grass? Because I can't say certain stuff. But I've had, first off, I wasn't supposed to take the whole thing, but I did, and it still done nothing for me. If you ever get real much, don't eat any more than an eighth. Your first go, maybe eat a half. So it's called spores, and then any type of manure. Is it manure? It like, what do you mean by manure? You talking about like horse manure? Like what we talking about? For real. But seriously though, we used to fertilize it with where am I gonna find manure? So can I order the manure? Or like how does that even okay. Alright, I just find some manure. Okay, okay. Okay. So how long does it take to grow? Cause I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see something. How long do I gotta wait? More than it. I think I can handle it. I think I can handle it because I've tried things. It's nothing at all. Well, I ain't, only grass and stuff, but 3 to 8 weeks. Nobody want to wait that long. But okay. Good things take time, I guess. 3 to 8 weeks. Dang. That's a lot of time. Ooh. Okay, I'll take your word for it. But so all I need is spores and manure and let it grow for 3 to 8 weeks. So do I gotta water it, or will it just sprout out on its own? I gotta keep water in. Be very careful with that stuff. Like, man, you ever seen them cartoons and they be having like them different waves of colors and they start seeing like the moons and you don't gotta do nothing. And they just be in La La Land. I want to experience that with the shrooms and stuff. Oh, then they start looking at their fingers and it just be like a echo. Like you just see the pulse, the fingers. That'll be so dope. Well, so cool. But you know, it grows in the darkness. Ah, darkness, so lovely. Like 25, I'm sure you can handle it. Oh, thank you. I think I'm 25. Oh. But yeah. Oh, so wait. Do you eat it? Do you eat the like where? I'm guessing you eat it, right? Cause you eat it like it's like a vegetable. Okay. Hmm. I think everybody. I feel like yes. When you eat them, you have to. Wash your out of your teeth immediately with it. Can I rinse the? Wait, hold the fuck up. Can I rinse? Can I rinse it off? They just put some water on it, scrub it off. Yo, it's still in there. It's like eating any vegetable. When I eat my vegetables, I don't have manure on them. Rinse. It's like clean your collard, clean your broccoli, you wash it off and stuff. That's a lot. It's a lot because, especially with, because think of, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, because if you take a shit, right? I mean, granted, cows and horses it may be a little bit different, but I don't even. I mean, yeah, it's natural, yes. You know, all right. I'll try it, but oh my goodness. So is anything that would right? Because I'm thinking maybe I could just take my own and just, but yeah, okay. I'll take, I'll take what you're saying. I'll, you know. So I gotta get me some spores and some. I found me a farm. Yeah. So is the manure free or like everybody would have a garden if that was just so you could just walk up to a farm and be like, hey, I want some manure. Or you go to the farm and just dig up some fucking some manure and just put it in like a container and then go home, get your spores, and you have your manure and uh yeah. Seriously though, I'm serious. I'm serious. Like, is it, is it fine? So he just took it, but yeah, just go to a farm that sells. um, wow. Okay. Even Home Depot. Oh yeah, I didn't even think Home Depot, Lowe's. They do garden. You got gardening stuff. All right. They probably got some manure. Like to literally have manure on deck is. I'm still. Um. Cause yeah, I didn't. I wasn't really thinking. Yeah. For it can be used as fertilizer. Huh. Hmm. For real, they just, hey, you looking for some manure? Oh wow, we have plenty of shit in stock. Let me just go back into the storage room real quick and just, you said you want cow shit or horse shit. Cow, got it. Here's the cow shit. Yo, that's crazy. You said you want this one? Oh, that would be like, I don't know how much shit is. But, Yeah. That's I'm serious. I'm serious. Like you just said, you basically are saying like cow shit, horse shit is in stock. You go online, you go to the farm, go to hello. You telling me to go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's. They got shit in stock. That is that is that is so unique. Like I'm so serious. I'm gonna go. Is it a Home Depot? I know it's a Lowe's. I'm gonna go to Lowe's and say, hey, I want some manure. You have any manure in stock? Yeah, we got horse shit, dog shit, cow shit. Wait, you said you want what? Well, this shit, this particular shit is for fertilizing, uh, tree, whatever they gonna say. Just don't ask for the spores. So where do I get? Okay, so we got the manure. We have the manure. Where do I get spores? Okay, I think you said online, but is it like on Amazon, or do I have to like go to a a type of website? Is it a particular website I have to go to? Let me get my light. So he said we need to get them off the Silk Road, allegedly. So what all are you into, Lakosa? I don't know what that means. Mm, 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 mm. I don't know what that meant. I gotta look that up. I tried to use some things in I didn't know too much I was going to. Listen. I don't know like size increments and stuff. So you said an 8, 3.5. You keep talking about numbers. I don't know anything when it comes to like because the time that I was over my cousins actually, and they would do this for me, and so yeah, I mean that was that. So 8, I don't know what that is. Like when it comes to certain things, I don't. You could say I'm green, and cause I'm like 3, 4. You keep talking about 8 and 3.5. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that is. So like this, or you got 3.5, maybe like this. Cause I know it's like different side. When it comes to grass, it's different. But I'm guessing an 8 is smaller than 3.5. 3.5 is, I'm thinking, is like this. Like that, maybe. It's the same for grass. Okay. I still don't understand. Like because when I was, you know, the only thing I've ever was herbs. So I would do like dandelion. I would have like dandelion. I would have like, you know, milk this. So I would have herbs. That's the only thing I've ever. Besides, I only done grass like twice. That's it. Didn't do anything for me. Herbs were more like a cooling thing, like stress relief um, you know, just different things, and also for use it for your craft, right? Um, but no, I've people had to do it for me. That those 2 times that I've done, I don't know what that is. I don't know. What is it? You calling that shit grass like you're 50 years old? I'm calling it grass because we on this platform. You can comment, but certain stuff I'm just not. I can't say on here. So, but you know what I mean by grass. You know what I mean by it, though. I'm pretty much, I feel you. Oh, seriously, these platforms will. Oh, she's talking. Hold on. No. Yeah, no. So you gotta be very. Mm, discreet. Juju. We could say juju. But you commented in grass in the comments. But seriously, like grass. You know, I just had this memory. I remember I was in elementary school. We was out in this field, and it was a couple of kids eating grass, literally, like pulling the grass out the ground and eating it. And that's odd. I mean, no judgment, but you know. Whoa. Hmm. Does the dispensary only have grass, or do they also have shroom? I've never been to a dispensary though. I'm thinking because if they have grass, they probably also have. What you call them? Spores. But do you have to? Do you advise? Well, mm, if you're gonna be hallucinating and stuff, be alone. Should you do it alone? Should you do it? I mean, hey, I don't know. For me, I think because everything is energy, you don't want to be around the wrong person and go into a hallucinated effect. Hmm. So always, because the high wears off and people have to get back into reality, and that could possibly lead to depression, right? So, dang. Mm. See, that's why I better do it by myself. I know myself. I, I'm, I'm, I'm aware. I'm used to good. Listen, I've done it. I've also had it. It has done nothing. Absolutely nothing for me. I'll just go to sleep because it'll be at nighttime anyway. So I just go to sleep. But it's done nothing. People overhyped it. Oh, don't even don't do it's done nothing. If we're talking about hallucinogenics, then Yeah, maybe, but just that's why people, what is it called? It's called something, but people mix their stuff with grass. I mean, I can't. It's narcs. They mix it with narcs. If you understand what I'm saying. Like you make for the high, for the hallucinogenic effect. I think people that say that it's just grass that gives them a no, they have to be lacing it with something, because like I said, it's done nothing for me. Like just regular degular grass. Greens. Maybe, maybe. Greens. How about greens? Broccoli. How about broccoli? That's a better term. Broccoli. People make stuff with broccoli. And it actually smells like broccoli. Like if I had to choose between a person who smokes broccoli or does shrooms, I would pick a person that does shrooms because, oh, that's yogurt. I'm like, why the fuck am I looking? Because there are people that, they get up first first thing in the morning, not brush their teeth, not wash their face, smoke broccoli. Because then when you get around them, because I've been around people who smoke cigarettes and smoke broccoli. It's all in the clothes. You get in the car, it's all in the seats. It's all everywhere. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Wake and bake. And it's all it's all up there, you know? First thing, how are you? Messages. Secondhand smoke. Oh my gosh. I remember this person took me to school. I was fly that day too. I was fly, man. Fly, man. Smoking cigarettes. I get to the school. I smell myself. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my gosh. It was in the hair, clothes. Why? Weed ain't no better. I'm telling you, I was fly. What? You couldn't tell me shit that day. But then I'm like, fuck. When you get to the school, if I could smell myself, everybody else could smell. So, yeah, no, the cigarette stuff, especially cigarettes, even weed, is too. Those are too. There's too strong. It's too strong. A person doing shrooms, hey, that's them. It ain't fucking up the, you know. Even a person don't even have to be small. Cause I come to find out, cause I was at this restaurant. I ordered, I think they were steamed Brussels sprouts. I had it's called steamed garlic Brussels sprouts. I think it was on the menu, and I had them through the pores, oozing Brussels sprout smell, along with the garlic. Ooh, some of the food is too strong for our pheromones. Wow, I'm like, all this because of a fucking Brussels sprouts. Oozing sprouts. Even asparagus. Asparagus too. It's too. Some vegetables are too strong. It overpowers our pH a little bit. It's not just what people smoke. Used to come out my. But it's also cleansing. It can also be cleansing as well. You just got to do it in your own time when you're not around anybody. But like, dang. It sometimes smell like onion. I'm like, why? It be the foods. You try to eat healthy, but then sometimes when you eat healthy, you don't know. You just think, oh well, it's healthy. It's gonna be cleansing. It's gonna be this, gonna be that. No. Bad news. Drunk alone. What would you do? But throw books around and stuff. No, but for real. Because I know that people, they just go berserk when they drink. Well, some people are calm. But were you like a crazy drunk? Like just do random stuff? I don't know how people could drink. How could you drink? It's alcohol. Like, it's not even. It don't have. It's like taste the alcohol. But why even drink though? It does nothing. Like when I've had alcohol, it's just bitter and just and then the way it goes down. Oh, for real. Oh. Self-medicating. Understood. Glad you got out of it. But yeah. But hey, at least you didn't succumb to that weakness, right? We've overcome it. Mm. About years later, I don't do it. No. Um, I think the last time, like, I've had it. I've had I think it was like a margarita or something, but I didn't like how like I didn't like it. Like it was very warm. It was very like it gets very like no, and then um gives you like this cool. It was like a cool sensation in my head, in the head, face. No, never. That was the last time for me. No, first and last. Um, yeah, I don't know what that is. You did gasoline too? You drank gasoline too? But no, for real. Um, you know, it's not something that I would want to experience again. Is what I imagine. Yeah, I know what you meant. I'm just messing with you. But yeah. But I've been on it's been 209. Okay. I will see, like I said, I'm doing lives every day on YouTube. You see me, you see me. Okay. But thank you, Lakosa. Thank you for Lakosa for speaking with me And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.